It's my great pleasure to make a speech in this congress. The title is In Anthropology and Fitness Profiles of Japanese Soccer Players from Youth to Professionals. For the past 10 years, we have measured more than 400 Japanese soccer players. In this project, we used some advanced equipment. My aim today is to show you the data, including features of Japanese soccer players. These are topics I'll talk about, method we use, anthropometry and body composition of Japanese players, muscle growth of Japanese young players, muscle growth in relation to sprinting, and development of aerobic fitness and endurance in Japanese players. To begin with, I'd like to show you the method we used. For the anthropometry, we used a three-dimensional photonic scanner. Each scan subject whole body with non-invasive laser. Scanning takes only 10 seconds and gives various anthropometric data such as gas, length, and volume. For body composition, we use the both-point system. We focus on fat mass mass in addition to percent body fat by this measurement. We use magnetic resonance imaging to measure muscle size. These are the MR image of a professional soccer player's right side region. We took cross-sectional image at lower, middle, and upper side and identify the area of fat, quadratic femoris, spring, and adductors of the image. Because this is time consuming, we think the three-point estimation is enough to evaluate each muscle size. For monitoring other fitness of the players, we use these tests as well. We get anaerobic test, isokinetic strength test, vertical jump test, VO2 max and lactate response test, sprint test, and yo-yo test. Through these measurements, we learned a high level of fitness is necessary to achieve high competition level in the sport of soccer. This is especially true for Japanese players because Japanese players tend to be smaller than European or American players. So Japanese players have disadvantage in physique and fitness against foreigners. The average height and body mass of Japanese professional soccer players is about 175 centimeters and 70 kilograms on average. These are national team average for height and body mass. In the World Cup game 2010, Japan ranked 30th in height and 31st in body mass. The average height of Japanese ordinary male is just 170 centimeters. Then, Japanese soccer players appear to be small, although they are not small at all compared to ordinary Japanese men. These are average height and body mass of Japan national team compared to Germany, England, Paraguay, and Argentina in the World Cup game from 1998 to 2010. Germany was always one of the largest teams in any World Cup, while England was usually average. Paraguay and Argentina stand out for me because they were similar in height to Japan, but their FIFA rankings are higher than Japan. One reason could be their body mass. Their body mass was around 76 kilograms, which was heavier than Japan, but comparable to the Europeans. Their short height, in spite their large body mass, in spite of short height, is possibly due to their muscle development. Some coaches or players in Japan are negative to increase their body mass, but I think an additional increase of body mass by 2 kilograms at least is necessary for Japanese professional soccer players. When increasing body mass, we must be careful not to increase body fat. This is the percent fat data of Japanese soccer players from the age of 13 to 30. The average in professional soccer players are 8% for outfield players and 10% for goalkeepers. Most studies on percent fat of soccer players reported 10 to 12% on average for European players. However, only a few Japanese professionals show more than 12%. Then I think body fat is not a big issue for Japanese players. In addition, this data is showing that under 17 players can achieve 8% body fat level. These are longitudinal change in percent body fat in Japanese young players. Each line shows individual players' data. They are examined for the first time at the age of 12 or 13, and some players could show more than 20% at this age. However, most players' percent fat decrease less than 12% until the age of 16. We did not do any special training or dieting to decrease percent fat during this period. I think this decrease is due to a combination of natural growth and daily gym practice. This is age-related change in fat-free mass. Fat-free mass here is expressed as a relative value to height. The unit is kilogram per meter. For outfield players, there is a large gain in fat-free mass from U13 to U15. The values are relatively stable from U17 to U21. However, we can see here the value for professional is a little higher than U21. We now know this is not a result of training. This small increase is not the result of training. This is the result of selection bias, which means players having lower fat-free mass were excluded. According to this data, I'm recommending to Japanese young players to have fat-free mass height of 39 to 40 for goalkeeper, 37 to 38 forward and defender, and 36 for midfielders. We know non-athletic European or American male, ordinary male have a value of 36 without any training. But value for ordinary Japanese male is just 31. Then to reach 36 for this value is not an easy task for Japanese. So we must realize that Japanese have disadvantage in not only height but also fat-free mass against foreigners. These are age-related change, mid-thigh muscle cross-sectional area. Half of fat-free mass consists of skeletal muscle. Then the pattern of change in this graph are all almost identical in fat free mass change, as I showed last slide. In addition, we found from longitudinal observation, most Japanese young players could not reach professional level of 170 centimeters square until the age of 18. According to these data, Japanese young players need to long-term training to build up muscle mass required to be a professional. They must begin training earlier. It might be too late after the age of 17. These are sample images we can get from a 3D scanner. So as you can see, body shape is different between professional and younger players. Next, we try to find out which part of the body Japanese young player needs to train. This graph is showing how height and girth increase from U13 to professional. The increase in height from U13 to professional is about 10%, although all the girths increase more than by 10%. The extent of increase varies depending on the girth. So upper, mid-thigh, and chest girth increase about 20%. However, it should be noted that the mid-thigh hip calf girth level of above the age of 17, although upper chest girth continue to increase until the age of 21. These data suggest us upper body muscularity is an important feature of professional soccer players. We also analyzed other sport athletes and found sport-specific growth in side muscle cross-sectional area. Here we have 3 examples. Usually, variable player usually show large growth in QF. Sprinters have large hamstrings. And badminton players usually show large adductors. How about soccer players? Soccer players, generally speaking, soccer players show a type between B and C. The hamstring and adductors are largely developed in soccer players. These are mid-size image of soccer players at the age of 13 and 19. You can see not only total muscle size, the hamstring and adductors are distinctively developed in the older player. Percent QF here is indicating what percentage QF area cover total muscle area. Percent QF decrease in the older soccer player. We also analyze side muscle size in relation to knee joint volume because muscle size is a major factor to determine muscle strength. Many studies reported soccer players develop knee flexion torque more than knee extension torque. We also observed the same trend in Japanese players. In this graph, torque ratio, flexion to extension, were higher in senior players than U15 or U18 players, both dominant or non-dominant legs. We observed a similar trend in muscle volume ratio, hamstring to QF, where senior players develop hamstring more than QF. Therefore, the higher flexion torque observed in senior players is mainly due to muscle hypertrophy in hamstring.